Hello and welcome to another update video about the DXY. Reason for an update is because we've had a nice surge as probably this wave 2 that we were looking for in the last videos. So we are still looking at the structure that we discussed before, a possible 5-wave move down. I've made a tiny adjustment because you might remember that I said this 5-wave move down where I counted the wave 1 possibly completed here. It didn't really look great, but now with one more low, it actually looks better because then at least the third wave is clearly the longest one and we're dealing with wave 1 as a leading diagonal to the downside. And possibly this is now a wave 2 corrective rally. At least I'm exploring this idea and we can talk about the resistances and we can talk about the invalidation points in this video. Basically what we've seen is a possible 5-wave move down after we had a 5-wave move down here in December of the larger degree, circle 1. Then we had a 3-wave rally and now the idea is maybe we see this now in small as another 1-2 setup. If I now see a break below the June lows, which were formed here around $104, then this should set up the decline that I've been looking for, basically this year. This continuation to the downside in the third wave after we already have an initial 1-2 setup where the wave 2 topped in April this year. That's still the preferred scenario. I haven't given up on it, even though I have to say the market has really been moving in a range only since we've arrived in this range in January 2023. So just a sideways range. You can see that here without any clear impulsive movements to the downside. But as I said, this here could be a 5-wave move down into the December lows, indicating the start of that C wave, which could send us into the low $90 range. We have a clearly corrective rally and a potential 5-wave move down. The thing is why I say potential 5-wave move down, because you cannot trust these diagonal patterns. I don't normally rely on diagonals. It's whenever I see one, it could easily be some kind of a corrective pullback. That's always the problem with these diagonals. Yeah, always the problem. So for example, I mean, it could simply be that if we break above initial resistance now and then also break above the April high, that we are still working on the yellow alternative scenario. I mean, the yellow count is the alternative in which we are still working on that B wave, which in the white count presumably topped in October last year. But as long as we stay now below a certain level, I'm focusing on white. I continue to focus on the white count. So which levels are the relevant level? So invalidation point for the white scenario is this one. It's an upside breakout point as well. It's at $106.50 pretty much. It's the it's the April 2024 high. But ideally we don't even go above that level. So that's the clear invalidation point. But there's a warning line, a safety line you could say, that needs to hold and needs to be broken before to already give us a warning that, yeah, something, let's say short-term more bullish is playing out. And that level is at $105.96. So this is the resistance area that you see on the chart for wave 2 in white. It's between $105.23 and $105.96. So the basically here, this white count, the wave 2, should stay below the 78.6 retracement. Any break above it would be a bit too strong for the wave 2. Now, if we top in this region, where should the third wave to the downside send us? The third wave to the downside, if we top here now, which is not confirmed yet, but if we top here, then the third wave should send us, well, I'm normally looking for the 1.38 extension. And here we talk about around about $102. So that's actually a little bit too low. $102 can always go a little lower. And then we should get a 4th wave rally, corrective rally, and a 5th wave to the downside. Then we just need to see how this fits in with the bigger picture. But for now, my main interest is in watching resistance, the invalidation point. And if we then see a break below the June low, yeah, that's the confirmation that a third wave down is playing out. That's my update about the DXY. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500, as well as regular updates about stocks, feel free to check out our stocks and S&P 500 service. You will find a link in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.